Hello and welcome to round 6 of the 2018 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Ricard, France. My name is Bradley Downton and I'll be joined today by Harry Westwood.
Bonjour.
Today we will take 53 laps around this Ricard circuit. Klaas van Snelheid was the winner last time out in 2017. Nathaniel Powers, however, holds the lap record. That was set last year. I wonder if we will see that beaten. As of yet, we have not had a double winner here in France. Will that change today? Let's take a look through the grid then. Puccio Giordano is in with a great shout. He lines up on pole position, his second of the season, only the first driver to set 2 poles this year. Alongside him, Klaas van Snelheid. Both of those drivers start on the medium tyres, as do most of the field. On the second row, we have Alar Kanga and Enrique Ruiz. Kanga once again out qualifying his more experienced teammate. Both of those drivers also start on the mediums. Row 3 is made up of Ryota Yoshida on the mediums as well, and John Matson, both Ocelots in the top 5. They look like having potentially a really good race. Matson starts on the hards. Simon and Olland Inman make up row 4. Once again, they're both on the mediums and have both been out-qualified by their teammates. Inman's come to be used to that, however. Rounding out the top 10, we have Will Hoskins, who starts on the hard tyres for Holmqvist. Interesting strategy call there, especially with their other car. Vasquez rounds out the top 10 on the mediums. On row 6, Nathaniel Powers, the reigning world champion, crashed in qualifying and only lines up 11th on the mediums. Alongside him is the rookie Gabriele Garcia on the hard tyres for North Star. Row 7, Timo Kinnaman on the softs. Holmqvist gone with a very split strategy. Alongside him is Elroy Wagner on the mediums. Row 8, in 15th we have Sergio Alvarez. Alongside him his teammate Carson Davenport. Both Phoenix cars start on medium tyres and a really good qualifying for them, looking for potentially more points. Row 9, Judson Sykes and Dmitro Kovalenko. Sykes is on the mediums, he's been well out qualified by his new teammate. Kovalenko starting on the super softs, a brave call there from AMR. Completing row 10, Victor Osberg and Alexander Zolia. Osberg on the medium tyres, Zolia on the hards. Row 11, we have Felix Perez and Finn Schneider, the returning Schneider. Perez on the mediums, Schneider on the super softs, back with AMR in place of Felix Bayer. And on the back row of the grid, once again are the two Meteors, Sebastian Vauquelin and Jules Simon. Vauquelin on the mediums, Simon starts on the soft tyres. So as we go down to the grid then, we have Puccio Giordano on pole on the left, Klaas van Snelheid second on the right. The lights go out now and we're racing in France. It looks like a lightning start from Alar Kanga from third place. Is he gonna? He's already up and alongside Klaas van Snelheid, but it's Giordano who leads as they head into the flat out left-hander of turn 1. Kanga is up to second, but Klaas is still right there with him, but no one can challenge Giordano. Kanga slots into third, then Giordano heads the field as they head into the first braking zone. It's Giordano, Klaas, Kanga, Ruiz and Matson Yoshida side by side for fifth.
Yeah, so I believe that's Matson putting a move there on Ryota Yoshida.
Yeah, but Yoshida looks to have held on as Nathaniel Powers tries to make his way through the field. He's up behind Inman. I think that's because the Monegasque has dropped a few places.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can find out what went on there. He might have just had a poor getaway.
Here we go, sorry, down the back straight. Klaas van Snelheid in the slipstream with Giordano and he's up and alongside. I thought this might happen.
3 wide.
On the very long back straight we go nearly 3 wide. Is Klaas on the inside? No, he can't make it. And Kanga sweeps around the outside. Does he to take second place? Giordano holds the lead. But no, Klaas slots back into second and it's line astern.
Yeah, so bit of a wake-up call for all of the top 3 there. The slipstream obviously extremely effective down that long back straight.
Cool, was Inman slightly wide there, sorry, and Powers has made up 2 places down that straight.
Oh, good job, Nathaniel, for pressing your right foot down.
Harder than everyone else.
And we're watching Alvarez now scrapping away in the midfield, having a much better start to his race than his teammate Davenport did, gaining 1 position, I believe, as opposed to Davenport losing 2.
Yeah, as we go on board with Klaas van Snelheid then, and you can see how much he's closing in the slipstream of Giordano as they're on to lap 2 now here in France. And I get the feeling he might well have a shot down the back straight this time round.
Could do, but don't forget they're going to have to be careful when they're scrapping away up front because...
Oh, so we got one of the Honquists that looked to be off the road there, and that's allowed Alvarez and Garcia through, I believe. That's Kinnaman.
Yeah,
and he's gone back around the outside of Garcia.
Oh, fair play. Yeah, so Alvarez goes up another 2 places, having a fantastic start to his race.
Yeah, here we go then. Down the back straight, we're on board with Kanga. He can't seem to get anywhere near the top 2 this time round. Giordano covers the inside line, and as soon as Klaas comes out of that slipstream, he doesn't have the advantage.
No,
Oh, Giordano's slightly wide there though. As the Meteors at the back getting involved with Ostberg in the Lopez, who's had a miserable start.
That's some pretty good straight line speed there from the Meteors to be right up there as we see Schneider. No, that. Oh yeah, it is Wait, what? Yeah, no, that is Schneider going around the outside of Ostberg.
Yeah, that's Schneider ahead in the AMR. Well, we'll come to that in a bit when we've got a bit of a lull in the race. At the moment, it's all action in the opening lap. Giordano still leading from Klaas van Snelheid and Al Kanga, but the top 6 pretty much nose to tail.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is just going to make it even harder to contest for positions.
Yeah, certainly will. There's Nathaniel Powers then, who's already recovered to 9th place, but he's stuck at the moment behind the 2 Ingrams. It's Vasquez looking to find a way past Matson as the fastest laps, unsurprisingly, since we've just completed lap 2, are just ticking over. It's Ruiz at the moment. Nope, Simon does it as Vasquez around the outside then.
So I thought you were going to take that.
Oh, and then as he was around the outside again, they're about to come onto the long start straight, and I think Vasquez is going to take that, and he absolutely has.
Now Powers will be looking to take advantage of that. He'll have had a better run out of that corner than Matson. Maybe even Vasquez as well, because Vasquez won't have the slipstream. So we might see a 3 wide. I think we will.
Yeah, we'll see. Up front, though, we have them side by side once again. Klaas van Snelheid on the inside line. Is he going to make anything of this? He's not, no. The outside line is absolutely better, but Klaas couldn't make it work last time around, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's just not able to challenge Giordano at the moment. As Powers behind looks to be side by side with Matson on the timing screens. Be interesting to see that on screen. As I thought we were going to see a late move up the inside there from Ruiz, but no, instead Kanga goes for 2nd place, but he can't quite make it. However, he's got better traction than Klaas van Snelheid. That will give him the inside surely for the next couple of corners, but no, he can't make it. And in fact, Kanga has lost 3rd place to Ruiz.
Oh, that was very opportunistic there from Enrique Ruiz. Managed to actually pass him without knocking him out of the race this time, and moved himself up into the podium positions.
Yeah, while behind, Simon is now side by side with Yoshida. I wonder if the young Japanese star will let him go here, or whether he's going to... No, he's actually going to fight for it, but Simon sweeps around the outside of turn 1, and that is the Frenchman into 5th place at his home Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was, yeah, what that guy said.
So there's Vasquez then, now up into free in 7th place. He's broken away from Powers a little bit now, but they're on the same tyres, aren't they? So
yes. But it looks like the V12 engines are definitely coming in handy for everyone except for Inman.
Yeah, up ahead, Yoshida looks as though he may have got back past Simon.
We might be able to see a move here. Is Matson going to go around the outside? No, but...
No, Matson's lost that place. Matson's lost that place to Inman.
Yeah. But, yeah, the outside line through that corner is ridiculously powerful. That's where all the tyres kind of put the rubber down, as opposed to the inside line being atrociously dusty. So, the inside line is definitely not the place you want to find yourself into that corner.
No, certainly isn't. Was that Kinnaman on hard tyres?
Pass. Yes. No.
It looked like it.
Well, there is another car out on the track, Bradley, that looks suspiciously like Kinnaman's, so who knows. Big yellow flag now in Sector 3. We've got Schneider and Zazolia dropping back. Just Schneider dropping back now.
Voegelin as well.
All 3 of them.
Yeah, the 3 of them are about 6 seconds off the back of the
back.
rest of the pack, aren't they?
So, I wonder what's happened there. Maybe contact.
Yeah, very possibly. Just going back to Holmquist, interesting if that is Kinnaman on the hards, because the information we have shows Hoskins on the hards and Kinnaman on the softs. But we'll keep an eye on that, as this is Ruiz then, going for second place on Glass Van Schnellheid. He's got the outside line. Can Ruiz make this work and steal second? And he absolutely can. He swoops around the outside, and the Brazilian is into the top two.
That would have been pretty difficult there for Enrique Ruiz. You see the back end squirming, trying to get away from him all the time. Just the tyres screaming at him, giving him all the grip they can, but he hung on, and it's a fantastic move for second position.
Yeah, very impressive. I wonder if there's anything now that Ruiz can do about Giordano, who's opened up a 2-second gap up front, as these guys have been squabbling. I'm assuming those tyre marks there are what was the what came of the yellow flag last lap.
I reckon you could be onto something there, Bradley. Detective Bradders.
They don't call me that for nothing.
They just don't call you that. They just call you Specky.
No, they don't. Class then closing back in on Ruiz. Obviously he's not going to let the Brazilian just run away with this. He's going to fight back. But can he do anything about it? The interesting thing will be down the back straight whether Ruiz's V12 will help him stretch away, or whether Class can use the slipstream. He looks as though he's too far back, to be honest.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, no, he actually looks like he's stretching it. Oh no, now Class is very slowly closing in, so that V12 seems to be actually counteracting the effect of the slipstream here.
Or is it Class dives to the inside, and well, we know from previous years here as well, the inside line there is just not really one that works.
Absolutely not.
Meanwhile, Garcia's back in 18th for some reason.
Sykes puts a move on Kovalenko, I think.
I was just going to say though, Kovalenko going great guns up in 16th for AMR. Although he is on the super softs, isn't he, actually?
He's making Schneider look like a bit of a chump.
Yeah, but Schneider's been involved in some kind of incident, and we have
Big
yellow flags in the middle centre now. I think it's Perez.
I think based on his free fall state thing, did you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's Perez.
Oh, and that's why
That'll do
Felix
it.
Perez is in the wall and out of the French V-Prix.
And that, Bradley, is certainly not the fastest way around the circuit.
Through the wall? No, I don't think it is.
Although if his text just didn't load in, then he probably could have driven through the wall.
Yes. It'd be interesting to see. I wonder if we're going to get a replay of what happened there. As this is Klaas van Snelhout on Ruiz, and he's an awful lot closer this time round. And he has the outside line. Surely the Dutchman can take back second place with this. He's behind Yoshida and Kangaroo wheel to wheel. And indeed, Klaas does go around the outside, while Yoshida takes fourth from the Estonian.
Now that was cheeky.
So
Yoshida...
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say Yoshida is looking like he's on lightning form today. He was performing very well last race, and well, I think he's actually been lapping quicker than his teammate Puccio Giordano in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the last couple of laps, he's dispatched both of the DS Mattenshaw cars,
which is no mean feat in itself.
No, absolutely, especially at their home race.
Yeah, worked for me because I made a bet with Rob that if one of his cars won the race, I'd have to chug them up. If I can get my words out, I'd have to chug some Stella. So anyone who's tasted Stella before knows how much of a punishment that would be.
I think Robert might have something to say to you about that one.
It would just make me chug it anyway.
So what have we got then? We've still got second to sixth, pretty much no to tell. Up front, Giordano with nearly a 3-second lead now over Klaas van Snelhout.
Yeah, he's putting in a solid job out the front. Ruiz has got to run. He goes to the inside. He's going to have to get this move done before the corner. but just seems to lose that momentum a little bit as they go over the bumps now. He's in front, but Klaas comes back.
Yeah, and that could give Yoshida a run into third place. No, Klaas has run wide, and that has allowed Ruiz through into second.
Yeah, Klaas just basically overcooked it around the outside, misjudged his entry speed, and, well, Ruiz just drove straight past him. And now Yoshida's right on the back of third place, like you said.
Yeah, Ocelot looking very, very strong then. Here in the early stages of the French V-Prix. I forgot where we were then, to be honest.
Oh, like earlier when you forgot which round it was.
Yes, but that's fine because that didn't make it into the edit, so it doesn't matter.
It's true.
No one knows.
Oof.
3.5 seconds now then is the advantage that Giordano has up front, as Ruiz looks as though he's ever so slightly gapped Klaas. I presume Giordano's gap has come from the fact that Ruiz and Klaas are squabbling so much.
Quite possibly. That obviously will lose you quite a substantial amount of time, as we got Kovalenko into the pits on the super soft tyres.
Yeah, so he managed a whopping 8 laps.
So they're on for what, like you do the maths. 6 lap race, 6 stop race.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah.
Kovalenko rejoins in 22nd, Schneider 23rd, as Klaas and Ruiz go at it once again then down the back straight, but Ruiz has covered the Dutchman off before the corner.
Yeah, intelligent driving from Ruiz.
Oh, here we go then. This is on board with Osberg. I think this is the Perez incident. Okay.
I've got to say that Perez took himself out of the race, to be honest.
Yep, looks like it.
Osberg was extremely lucky to get away without damage there. Just bounced off him and went, okay, bye.
Yeah.
I think that was all the punishment that Perez deserved.
Yep, certainly seems like it, doesn't it? Oh well.
Yeah. So the young Mexican out of this V-Prix. 23 cars left in the running now.
Yeah, that was a strange one.
You haven't seen that since the old seasons, like first and second seasons. That kind of thing.
As meanwhile, Garcia has closed up again a bit on. Sorry, I'm really intrigued by this one as we're obviously on board with Yoshida, who's totally unrelated in every single way to both North Star and Gabriele Garcia. But yeah, he's just closing back in on his teammate and Davenport.
Quick question, Bradley. Has the top of his helmet always said Royota?
It has. At no point has it ever said Robita.
Because it should say Robita.
It shouldn't, it's not his name. But Yoshida looks as though he's got a mammoth run now, but he's just backed off as they get to the corner. However, it looks as though Klaas may take back second from Ruiz. And Yoshida sweeps around the outside as well, but he can't quite do it. He was running too wide and wanted to make sure he at least stayed on the track and kept 4th place.
Yeah, definitely the smart decision there. So easy once you go off track onto that dusty tarmac runoff to just lose the car, understeer into the barrier, just as we saw Felix do with when he was trying to get underneath Osberg.
Yeah, very much so. Nathaniel Powers then now 3 in 7th place. He's about 3.5 seconds back from Adrian Simon, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can close that gap at all as we move on to lap 10.
Do you mean lap 11?
I do mean lap 11, as we have a fastest lap then from Klaas van Snelheid.
That's pretty gay.
You're pretty gay.
Yeah.
Glad we sorted that one out.
So, Giordano is obviously, this is all playing into the
Italian.
You didn't wait the Italian's hands. Thank you, Bradley.
You're welcome, the twit.
With a gap of just over 4 seconds now out in front. Going up all the time.
Yeah, this is really quite impressive stuff from Giordano. And let's not forget, this is the scene of his only race win to date.
Oh.
3 years ago, 2015, the first time we came to Paul Ricard. Oh, as Klaas is wide there and Ruiz looks up the inside, but he can't quite make the move.
No. As you might say, Bradley, that was a day late and a dollar short. What I owe?
No, it's not a point I didn't use the phrase, but alright.
I will slap you in the face with a beer bottle.
Not sure that would be a slap.
It would, just with a beer bottle.
Okay, if you say so.
See, what's interesting here is that Giordano is now gaining time, like even more time on Class, despite Class not really being involved in any fighting right now.
Yeah,
Well,
that
another
Ocelot
half second.
seems really quite impressively quick here this weekend. I mean, they've been... Sorry?
I was about to say, as we say that, he's lost about 6 or 7 tenths in the first sector
Yeah,
alone.
I think that's just fluctuation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it must be, because he's just...
Getting you all back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but as I was saying, Ocelot have been really quick here all weekend. In the top 5 in every session, Yoshida was 2nd in practice, while Giordano was 5th. Obviously, 1st and 5th on the grid, and now running 1st and 4th in the race, so this track just seems to suit that Ocelot car.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Kanga going up the inside of road to Yoshida. Yoshida's trying to hold the outside line and does. Swoops down onto the racing line now and holds that 4th position. The Estonian just letting the Ocelot of Yoshida know, you know, he's there in case he makes a mistake.
Yes, it's nice to see Yoshida battling with these guys finally, though, isn't it? He's not really had much chance for the first part of this season for various reasons, be it bad luck or
Bad driving. I could sense that that's what you wanted to say, but you didn't really have the balls to say it.
Yeah.
Well, you were probably about to.
Well, I was trying to think of a nicer way to put it, but yeah, that's it. As we see Yoshida then still battling away in 4th position. But yeah, as I was saying, obviously this is the seat of Giordano's only win 3 years ago. First ever victory that he took for Rossi. And if I remember rightly, that was by quite a while, quite a margin, as Yoshida goes side by side with Ruiz. He's on the outside line here. Camera over to Yoshida, move himself into a podium place. He's through well before the corner.
Yeah, that was just a really sweet run. Oh, he gets a bit out of shape going through the corner. I don't know what turn it is, and now we're
Oh no,
they've
contact! Oh. And,
that's got to be a first.
yeah, Yoshida gives him a little whack as they try to recover, but we were just saying how well he was doing. I can't help but feel that was completely Yoshida's fault.
Absolutely, yeah. Ruiz left him plenty of space on the outside line, and Yoshida just came straight down on the apex. And then proceeded to drive into him off the track, which is, well, I don't need to really tell anyone here that that's against the rules.
Will that force either of them into the pits? We'll have to wait and see because we've got a replay first. And yeah, I mean...
Yeah, Ruiz just held his line consistently all the way through.
He did have more room on the inside, which he perhaps should have taken. But yeah, I mean, that was... I'd place that firmly in the hands of being Yoshida's fault. As he's now defending from Nathaniel Powers, who has profited from all of this by 1 place, but profited nonetheless.
He's also profited in return, but he is rather in close proximity now to Yoshida.
He is, however, he's lost time to Simon as the 2 DS Mathshaw drivers go wheel to wheel then. 3rd and 4th now are Kanga and Simon. They've lost out an awful lot of time to Classman Schnellheid up front. Kanga just holds on for the time being as Powers looks to take 5th from Yoshida, but he can't manage it. The 2 Franklins side by side as well. Inman is ahead of Ruiz. That must have been done in the contact then.
Yes.
Ruiz now looking to find a way back through.
Yes.
Interesting to see Vasquez pretty much with these guys, but Matson nowhere near.
Yeah, since Vasquez's first race, he's always either been on par with his teammate, or as we've seen in the more recent rounds where he's been finding his footing a little bit more in the
Vasquez
Formula?
is on mediums, Maxon's on hards.
Your face is on hards.
I mean, it isn't.
Just let me tell a story.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Tough, you're telling it.
No.
Tell a damn story.
Once upon a time,
There was a drugs baron, had a son, named him James, now he's a racing driver. No?
I feel like that's slightly racially charged. But okay. I was just gonna say that your mum gay, but
How do you think James got the money?
through legitimate means.
No, you thought wrong. The two DS Marshals then go wheel to wheel. Unsurprisingly, Kanga holds on, but he's run wide, and that has allowed Adrian Simon through into third.
Yeah, Kanga just went way too hot there into that turn, and Rowan got unsettled. He had to get out of it, and that just opened the door for his teammate.
Well, you got there in the end.
Don't
That's the
laugh at me. I
important
could be
thing.
having a stroke. I'm not, but that's not the point.
It's still be funny.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually.
Meanwhile, Kovalenko then on the Super Softs has got his way back up past Jules Simon and Alexander Zolia into 20th. However, at the end of this lap, he's probably going to pit again.
Yeah, he is.
So, did you see
they
the
get-
air that Kanga got there? Hey, that rhymed
No.
a lot.
I don't remember the last
Name?
time I saw anyone get air like that.
Oh,
It was probably the Wilson of Dwyer in the 2015-14
13, 12.
180 V-Prix.
Yes. Okay.
Never doing that voice again.
I'd hope not. As Kanga then heading to the outside of his teammate. Can he take third place back? He can't. Great little scrap between the two DS cars at the moment though. As round the outside of Inman goes Ruiz. He's well off the circuit,
Yeah,
and he's
Inman's coming
allowed
back now.
Inman back into 7th.
Yeah, so that's quite interesting then, because obviously the start of the stints we were saying that that inside line is far too dusty, but as a matter of fact, the outside line just seems to be putting far too much strain on the tyres, and well, later on in the stints they're just not giving the grip required.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting point, as Alvarez, I believe, has just lost 12th to Kinnaman.
He did that quite a number of laps ago. He's just been hanging about
did
ever
he?
since.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kinnaman is
fantastic.
on the medium. No, not mediums. Kinnaman is on the hard tyre. And
He's supposed to be.
no, he's not. The information we were given was that he was on the softs.
Looks like we got pranked. That's one heck of a warning prank. So,
Certainly is. I'm just going to check the base information a second.
It's when Bradley got it wrong in his fancy little graphic.
Nope, that definitely says Kinnaman on the softs. So,
Right, and we've got Kanger looking to come back at Adrian Simon.
yeah, but he's gone for the inside line, so unless he can force Simon off the track, which he doesn't.
He just goes off it himself.
Meanwhile,
And yeah, Kovalenko, and I'll back up.
yeah, unsurprisingly, meanwhile up front, it's nice to see Finn back, isn't it? Although he does have Felix on the front of his car.
You know, like the cat brand.
Yeah, and a Dutch flag.
He is Dutch.
I mean, he's not, he's Swiss. He's like a Swiss army knife.
But he's driving Felix Bayer's car.
He is, but you'd have
Why
thought
it's
they'd
so
have at least, you know, like, painted over the flag.
He must have caught Kovalenko by a solid 5-10 seconds in that stint.
I think Kovalenko was probably stuck in more traffic. Schneider never really caught anyone, did he?
It's a new car, he's adjusting, but it is good to see him back on the grid.
Yeah, and he was also caught up in an incident earlier in the race, which put him 10 seconds or so back anyway. Interesting to note that up front, Klaas van Snelheid, now that he is well free and on his own, is still losing time to Giordano.
Sorry, I was yawning.
Of course you were.
Yeah, no, Giordano looks like he's really got it hooked up out in front there. That Ocelot, like I said earlier, has been looking fantastically strong really all weekend. So, well, could this be Ocelot's first victory?
No, you've done it now.
I know.
Ryan is literally going to kill you if anything happens now.
If it makes you feel better, Ryan, touching wood. Because we see Alvarez trying to make a move stick on Kinnaman. Try and get alongside, moving left, moving right. Kinnaman covers the inside, moves back to the racing line. Nothing doing there.
Nothing doing at all.
Never do that again.
Is that Wagner defending 15th from Devonport?
Yes. I feel like our commentary gets weirder and weirder every season.
I think people appreciate it.
In like 5 years, it's just going to be a series of Velociraptor screens.
I'd hope not. We might sort of, you know, like draw some in. And that might be a bit of a mess in the commentary box.
They can't poo more than I do.
That's not what I meant.
Oh. Whoops. You meant the killer kind of lethal predator thing. Because we're right on board with Alok Kanga. There's a dog somewhere, who knows. But he's going to the inside line on his teammate Adrian Simon, going into turn whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, a bit naughty there from Simon. And, well, that'll be the place defended.
Yeah, as the two Franklins go wheel to wheel as well. Ruiz has opted for the inside line, but he is well alongside. Can he? Nope.
Inman holds on fantastically there, clearly making his tyres work a lot better in this stint. So I wonder if some of the drivers have had a lot less battling to do in their stints. Maybe they might be able to stretch their tyres that extra lap if they need to, because they won't have been trying to hold that insane outside line.
Into the pits comes Giordano.
Okay, now how does Thingy respond? Klaas stays out. So
yeah, Klaas stays out. Now, that's very interesting. Giordano into the pits on the medium tyres. It doesn't look like anyone has followed him, so clearly Giordano was pushing very, very hard. I don't believe we even had the soft tyred runners in yet.
Who's supposed to be on soft?
Well, Kinnaman, but obviously he isn't, so Hoskins, and Jules Simon.
But one of the Honkvists is supposed to be on hards.
Yeah, that's Kinnaman.
And he's on the hards.
No, Hoskins is meant to be on the hards, but Kinnaman is actually on the hards.
Oh.
Despite the fact that Kinnaman's meant to be on the softs, so I believe Hoskins is on the softs.
They must have got that the wrong way round. But yeah, that's definitely not good.
Although having said that, Hoskins hasn't really pulled out much time on. If he was on the soft tyres compared to the hards, you'd expect him to be an awful lot further up the road. Rather than 1.8 seconds. No? No, perhaps not. So, Klaas van Snelheid then leads this one now that Giordano has pitted. Is he going to come in himself? He's not, no, so Klaas is going for a second additional lap. In, however, do come both of the DS Mathenshaws from second and third, Kanga and Simon. I wonder which one will gain an advantage. Powers pits as well. Oh, as does the two Franklins, and that was very close in the pit lane between Kanga and Ruiz. Kanga has rejoined ahead. The Estonian then gaining the position back from his teammate. Where are they going to feed out in relation to Giordano? They are absolutely miles behind. And, well, no, that's Hoskins on the hard tyres as well. So both Hongfists on the hard tyres for some reason. All as that's Kinnaman and Alvarez going wheel to wheel. The Argentinian trying to take the place, and Inman has come out behind the pair of them, and he will not appreciate that, as Giordano blasts past Vasquez to go back into third place despite having already made a pit stop. The Italian looking very, very strong here in France after 20 laps. Kanga there in 6th, having jumped his teammate in the stops. Powers has got an awful lot closer to the pair of them, as Alvarez, oh no, Kinnaman, sorry then, has, no, Inman has passed Alvarez and moved himself up into 12th place, as finally into the pits comes Klaas van Snelheid. Yoshida follows him in, so Puccio Giordano will surely retake the lead, but there's a collision in the pit lane. That's Klaas and Yoshida as Giordano sets the fastest lap, and that is absolute disaster for both of the drivers who have just dived in. Vasquez is in the box as well, and I wonder what happened there. It was very, very close between Ruiz and Simon as they, no, Ruiz and Kanga, sorry, as they were in the pits. As Kanga now, nope, that's Ruiz. Don't know what you put Kanga in a Franklin. As Ruiz finds his way past Hoskins. Very interesting there though to see what happened between Klaas and Yoshida, and the Japanese driver for Ocelot has lost an awful lot of time. Klaas as well, he slipped behind both of the DS Mathershawls, who are now in a net 2nd and 3rd. Hopefully we get a replay there then, but the three of them look as though they may be about to go side by side down the back straight. It's Kanga leading Simon, Klaas and Powers, the four of them, now nose to tail and tucked right up behind Matson, who's yet to pit. And there we go, and Klaas was just released into the path of Yoshida as the Ocelot swung into the garage. Yeah. And I think with a pit lane this tight, it's that was always going to happen, really. As Giordano bangs in another fast slap, and it's under the 131 bracket. The Italian up front is absolutely flying. He now has a 14-second advantage over anyone. As his nearest rivals tucked right up behind Jean Matson and the Ingram driver on the hard tyres. Now that's interesting. If he can eke it out another few laps, he could possibly make a one stop here. The others are all going to be, all the medium tyre runners who have pitted are going to be on 2 stops. That's an absolute clear-cut strategy there. But with these guys caught up behind Matson, that's allowed Powers to close right in. I can't imagine Ruiz is going to be too far behind either. Klaas is now side by side with Simon as they head down the back straight. And is he going to try and take Kanga as well? This is going to allow Powers alongside Simon. We've got 5 cars all fighting for the same piece of track. It's Matson who comes out ahead from Kanga, but is Kanga going to finally be able to take the Frenchman to second place here? There's contact between Matson and Kanga as the Estonian gets in front, and that leaves him round as Ruiz very nearly slides into him. And Kanga trying to rejoin safely, and he's pulled right in front of Vasquez. I think they might have just got away without any damage though. And well, that was solely the fault of Jean Matson, but it's allowed Klaas van Snelheid back into second place. So it looks as though possibly none of them have picked up damage there, which is quite impressive, as Simon and Powers now try and find their way past Jean Matson as well. I'm just waiting to see whether Kanga has or hasn't dived into the pits. I don't believe he has. There's a very late move there from Powers, and he's gone around the outside of Adrian Simon absolutely brilliantly. That I think how early Simon had to brake to avoid Matson almost caught Powers out. and it was more a move that came out of just trying to avoid Simon's rear end than it was an actual attempt at an overtake. But Powers is up into 4th, and he's now trying to take 3rd place from Matson. The Downton engine looks much stronger than the Honda down the back straight. He's up into 3rd. Is Simon going to be able to take his compatriot as well? Matson has the outside line for that corner, and indeed he does hold on. Simon, I was going to say takes him at the next one then, but no. Matson hangs it around the outside once again. He is fighting for every position in this race. I suppose it is, if he can eke out another 2 laps, this is kind of net position. So there we go. This is the replay. Kanga swept by, and Matson just drove into the back of him.
Kind of looks like he moved across him in the braking zone, if I'm honest.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
That took me by surprise.
Sorry for that, ladies, gentlemen, and Dylan. I had to... I don't know why.
Poor Dylan.
It's not even a funny joke. It's like a year 7 joke.
Yoshida fastest lap.
I have lung AIDS.
Nice.
Oh, it's your mum that gave it to me. Not my fault.
I mean, it wasn't.
Pitch.
Yes. Yeah, oh, that's on the hard tyres.
Oh.
At the end of lap 24 then. That's painful. Because if he'd have gone one more, he'd have made it. I think.
What?
I don't know. That was a long stop. I'm wondering if he had damage.
What lap did What lap did the soft tyre runners pit?
I've no idea, because it's only Jules Simon on the soft tyres. It would seem.
What about Kinnaman?
We've been through this several times. Yeah, Hoskins must have had damage because he's lost like half a minute to his teammate.
Or is Kinnaman just better? No.
Not by half a minute. Here we go then, on board with Hoskins. I think this is going to show us. Oh, and there was further. Oh, there's further contact for Kanga, and Hoskins just clipped the rear end of the DS Mathershaw.
That must have been with the other one. Wait, I know this. Vasquez.
Yeah, so that's contact then with both Ingrams in the space of half a lap. Oh dear.
Wow. I've got to say, Kanga.
Not really sure either of them were particularly his fault though.
No, I was going to say, he just can't seem to catch a break this season. Running really strongly this race, and oh, what an overtake though. From
yeah,
Simon
that was beautiful from Simon, as Yoshida now looks to follow him through, and he absolutely has done it. Brilliant.
Yeah, perhaps Matson's tyres just starting to go a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I get the sense that Matson is probably eking them out. I should imagine he'll dive in at the end of this. Although, I don't know actually, because Hoskins only pitted due to damage, didn't he? So maybe
Giordano got such a gap.
Why does who?
Giordano, he's got like a 15-second gap.
Yeah, because everyone behind him keeps tripping over each other.
Oh, wow.
And Klaas and Yoshida collided in the pit lane.
Oh, God. That wasn't clever. Yoshida, though, put some move on Simon. No, he doesn't. Ran out of talent when he stepped in the car.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying controversial things.
You be careful, his damage around.
Is what, sorry? Okay, number one, that's racist. Number two, I'd be more frightened of a samurai, because we've got Inman trying to pull a dinkaroo by cutting the corner on Matson, but no dice there. Matson holds on to 7th position. Inman goes. Oh, you
dear.
clumsy bell end. That wasn't a child-friendly word. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, that was silly, wasn't it? Seeing a lot of minor contact in this one. That sounded worse than I meant it to.
Yeah, I did a little bit. I feel violated. I'm going to take this to our manager,
Yeah.
Nick Morley, who's just going to tell me off for swearing and
tell you that you're lucky that you still have a job.
Yeah. After, you know, my behaviour in the paddock, which cost me my team, Ripperoni.
Well, I mean, let's not, throw those rumours about. You left.
Oh no. I left because my behaviour cost me my sponsors.
Oh, well, yeah. If that's the way you said it was as though Nick had booted you out.
Oh god, no, Nick was really sad to see me go, and I was sad to go. Still
Well,
am.
you never know. You might get a small little company somewhere offer you a fiver.
That's not quite going to cover everything I need, but I guess it's a start. Matson peels into the pits, lap 27.
Yeah, so it will absolutely be a clear-cut one-stop then for the Ingram. Kinnaman follows him in. I wonder if that's going to work. I mean, the medium tyres are only making 2 stops, so I don't think they're going to get any kind of advantage from this. As Garcia moves into 10th place.
What a good driver.
Star.
We're seeing some really good opening seasons from the likes of Vasquez and Alvarez, and well, Garcia has just joined in on the act, and he's been brilliant last race and this race.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that the driver that came up with potentially the most promise in Felix Perez has, I mean, admittedly, the car he's been given is really not much better than a garbage bag.
No.
But he's really struggled.
Alvarez with a great run now on Garcia. Speaking of the 2 drivers.
Yeah, Garcia's going to hold that around the outside, isn't he?
Garcia has the pit still, doesn't he?
Oh, that's a point. He's on the hard tyres, isn't he? Yeah, you're right. I think he does. I think he has to dive into pit. But that means Alvarez is in a net 10th place for Phoenix with 23 cars on the track.
Basically,
what a drive!
They've done that on merit there.
That's incredible.
What lap are we going to be seeing the medium-type runners in?
About 44-ish. And in comes Garcia. Well, there goes 10th place, but it now sits with Alvarez. Although Judson Sykes is all over him. Sykes absolutely needs a really strong result here in France. He's well, he was schooled in the opening races by Halverson, and in these last 2, he's been made to look rather ridiculous by a rookie.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Judson.
not the way to do it.
And just as I was trying to big him up, he's wiped Alvarez out of 10th place. Luckily, the Argentinian has resumed, but he has lost 3 places and about 8 seconds.
The very well calculated return to the track, but unfortunately he probably will not be scoring points today, excluding extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, very possible, as Zazolia dives into the pit zone. You mentioned it, just seen it on timing screens. Rejoins last. We go on board with Yoshida, who's back up to 5th.
Yeah, he is. No, he's going to try. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and looking as though he's really ready to put a challenge up to Enrique Ruiz for 4th place. Can I just say, impressed by Powers so far. Admittedly, a couple of guys have fallen off the road ahead of him, or been knocked off by others, but started 11th, 3rd already.
Yeah, he's doing a good job there. Where
that's the kind of drive that you expect from a world champion.
The only double world champion.
Yeah. Oh, Yoshida takes 4th.
Laddingtonmcgee.com.
I mean, wow. Okay, I'll be honest. I wasn't even really paying attention to that, and he just kind of appeared there at the end of the straight. That was a great job then from Yoshida,
who now sets about chasing down the man in question, Nathaniel Powers.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, Powers, that is absolutely what you expect from someone of his quality. After a disappointing qualifying session where he crashed yesterday and only got a couple of laps in and ended up lining up 11th on the grid to fight back to third after just half the race.
But he's on the outside of Wagner. Is he going to make it stick? He goes around the outside. Wagner, though.
Oh, and is that going to cost him a position to his teammate? Carson Davenport, the Portuguese driver, goes up the inside but can't make the move. And Alvarez holds 13th.
Yeah, so despite being knocked off the road, still looking very feisty, very racy, and if anything, seems to have ignited an even brighter fire in his belly this afternoon. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's quite all right.
Yeah.
Quite all right, my good friend.
There we get a shot of Sebastian Vauquelin still. Well, he finished the race last time out. Let's talk about Vauquelin for a second. Because obviously in the press conference, Kaz, the team principal of Meteor, stated that while they understand low finishes, he clearly stated non-finishes or retirements are unacceptable. So could that mean he's starting to grow tired of Vauquelin's unreliability?
Possibly. I think, to be honest, we've got to give him a bit longer yet. Four retirements in a row for Vauquelin? Obviously,
it was
not ideal. But he is a rookie. How far can that he is a rookie line carry you? Probably about as far as it did. I don't think he'll get away with it much longer, but as we say, he finished in Britain, and it could kick off an almighty chain of well, I would say good results, but in that Meteor, I don't think you're going to get good results. So, more finishing races.
Have we ever seen any other driver DNF 4 consecutive races?
Probably.
I'm just going to look it up. Actually, no, Ahmed, you check for me, please. You're our go-to stat guy.
He probably already knows off the top of his head.
That's my point. He's got the most terrifying memory I've ever seen.
As Giordano... Oh no, that's Yoshida, sorry, isn't it? Looking to lap Zazolya. And he needs to get through past the Ukrainian pretty quickly because he has Ruiz all over it.
Breathing down his neck.
Ooh, is that wide for Ruiz? Yeah, he's lost time.
What a silly goose. Now, if he misses an opportunity to follow Yoshida through as he laps the back marker, he could find himself losing a lot of time. But this silly Ukrainian person, I was going to say a different word, I couldn't use it.
I thought you were going to say this silly Zazolya, to be honest.
Well, I thought about it, but that wasn't the first word that went through my head.
And that will not help Yoshida whatsoever, because Zazolya let them both through in one, after holding the Japanese driver up for a good half a lap.
Yeah, Yoshida will be pretty frustrated with that as we've got a yellow flag in the middle sector.
And what's that is right where the leader is. But it's gone.
Bum, 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 bum. No, that's not a... No, hang on. Never mind.
I wonder I wonder where the Rise Heart just stopped. When that yellow flag came up.
Probably did, just a little bit. He restarted it with the power of anime. That didn't even make any sense.
No, it really didn't.
That was just a joke about him being Japanese, to be honest.
I did assume that much. Klaas looks as though he's closing in.
That's Alvarez without a front wing.
Oh, it is.
That'll be the yellow flag.
Yeah, just to note, Klaas is close to a couple of seconds of Giordano's advantage.
Here we go.
Oh, it's contact with his teammate. Oh, that's not how to
he was lucky there. Wow. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Sergio. It was going so well.
Yeah. got to lay the blame squarely at his feet there. That was 100% his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly was.
He won't have to make another pit stop now.
No, that's true. That might have actually worked out in his favour.
Yeah, he'll get the undercut.
Yeah.
Although we've seen that the tyre wear does seem to have a pretty strong impact here. Pretty high aero, high speed circuit, which obviously puts a lot of strain on the tyres.
Yeah, I'd also just like to point out that Giordano's gained back all of his advantage.
Giordano?
Yeah, up front.
He never... When did he lose it?
It went down to about 13 seconds at one point.
It's just a fluctuation, mate. Oh, Ruiz. Well, it's defending from C1, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is. That's, yeah, unsurprisingly, Ruiz in 5th place.
As, crucial there, Schneider lets Vasquez by, but not Holland Inman, and fights him, getting in his way. The Monegasque is going to be furious with the back marker there.
It feels cruel referring to Schneider as the back marker.
He kind of was with Westwood, though.
I mean, he wasn't. He scored points.
2 of them.
Is that not points?
But
Precisely. No, I'm right. Precisely.
Sorry, having another coughing fit. So Simon is still following Ruiz, which if it were a dark alleyway on a late night, then it would be pretty creepy, but it's a brightly lit
as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1.
That's where the midfield is.
Oh, that's an Ingram parked at the side of the track. And rather on fire, and it's Vasquez, and that's a shame. The Colombian is out of this race.
Yes, obviously his driving this season has made him rather the hot topic of the season. However, this makes him the hot topic of the race.
That was actually terrible.
I know, I should use
as Simon takes 5th from Ruiz.
That was cheeky.
And Ruiz will not be happy at all. He has finished in 5th in every race apart from Australia, where he was disqualified. And that is absolutely his position. He will want it back.
Is Ruiz really ever happy?
Don't think so.
Oh no, that's not good. See, what kind of knob drives into a still car?
That one.
Not even on the, like.
It's Wagner.
Oh, he's just clearing him off the track. He's like, don't worry, I'll get you off the track.
Wagner. Oh no, that's going back onto the circuit. They've just knocked the 100-meter board down. Yeah, and that's Wagner pushing. Oh dear. Well. And that was close. That's Klaas van Snelheid. So Giordano's lost some of his advantage up front again, probably as a result of that. The Meteor's lost his front wing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So
has that DS Mathershaw. That is Adrian Simon. That is the championship leader.
Oh dear, I would expect a big penalty for Wagner there. He just pushed a car back onto a track after driving into it while it was stationary, and cost 2 drivers there.
Oh, and that's Vasquez with a lot of damage. I get the feeling he might have been hit by someone else.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right, but that car has definitely been turned around again. Simon on the outside line surely will not be able to defend. What? He's got no front wing.
I know, but
doesn't make what?
That car is a good car.
Where is he getting the downforce?
To be fair,
from?
This may well help Simon. He's going to get the undercut again. And he's not really lost much time.
Don't forget the repair time he's going to lose.
Yeah, that's true. So it was indeed Simon that...
It's a tricky one. I mean, he was pushing it a bit far. Like to the left, that is Simon, but also Wagner should not have been driving.
Both Simons. It was the Meteor that hit them was Jules as well.
I thought it was Jules.
Yeah, Jules, yeah.
Jules Simon.
I was trying to put a slightly thicker French accent onto it and it didn't quite work. It just came out as Jules. No, that's right.
The only thing that sounded thicker was you, mate.
Cheers. But I'll take that one. Yeah, so the two Simon brothers not having a fantastic home race.
Ow. Hang on.
Harry's just gone to die. As Adrian then slips back to 8th, but he won't have to make another stop. But DS Master have had a very unfortunate home race here so far, and Jules has slipped to 20th on the soft tyres. Not really sure that's working, considering Boclan is up in 16th.
I apologise for whatever noise that was, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it was either.
And Dylan.
Oh, of course, and Dylan. Can't forget Dylan, the resident something.
Yeah, probably best not go. What? The temperature's gone up to 30.
I can't see because your fat head is in the way.
I mean, you could always close it.
Yeah, but I had to tab out.
Oh.
You don't know what that means, do you?
Yes, I do know what that means.
Wow, old person knows lingo. We've got Hoskins looking to make a cheeky little move now.
Hey, Osberg's 12th.
Yeah.
That's a solid drive from Osberg.
Yeah, because he's not been involved in any incidents.
Hey, look, Osberg's 13th. That's a solid drive from Osberg.
That's slightly less solid drive from Osberg. Go Osberg.
He's someone that's not really set the world alight this year, isn't he?
Hoskins or Osberg?
Zostberg?
I said Hoskins or Osberg.
Oh, it sounded like Zostberg.
Oh.
Yeah, Osberg.
No, he's been pretty disappointing. Usually overshadowed by his teammate Wagner, unless he does something stupid like pushing a retired car onto the track.
Like just now, you mean?
I know, right? Crazy how these things happen.
What a coinky dink.
Yeah, he's got a tinky dink.
Okay. We've got a fairly static order up front, don't we, at the moment? Although...
You get it? Like, static?
That was terrible. Although, I don't think Giordano or Rai, or, well, to be fair, the entire Ocelot team, will mind that 1 iota.
What is that word? You've used it before and I never asked you what it meant, or I didn't listen.
What, 1 iota?
Yeah, what's an iota?
An iota? I don't know, just like 1 bit.
Then just say bit.
But iota sounds better. Sounds like Ryota.
Or Ryvita. As we see Powers looking
trying to put a lap on Alvarez.
And he can't do it, he goes to the outside.
As we get a fastest lap from Adrian Simon. Is that Yoshida with a damaged... Yeah, he's lost part of his front wing on the left.
Yeah, he hit the
Did he? He hit the. Really shouldn't be hitting theirs. Probably not much use.
The only thing that should be hit right now is your ugly mug.
Yoshida has closed in on Powers. Maybe taking that front wing off was actually beneficial.
Yeah, getting him to go a lot faster in a straight line, but he's gonna look at how much slower Alvarez is. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's in a Phoenix. Giordano pits from the lead.
What a soy boy. He only did 19 laps that stint.
Yeah, but he'll still make it to the end.
Oh yeah, he might be playing himself into contention even better here. Well, he's kind of leading by a while, but...
I was going to say, I don't think he can play himself into contention even more. As Downton move into a 1-2 position then. So it would be a terrible shame if this race was red flagged right at this moment.
Big yellow flag in Sector 1. What's going on there?
Yoshida. It's got to be Yoshida. He was right up with Nathaniel Powers, and the timing screens now show him as a mile behind.
And he was behind Alvarez. I wonder... No, Alvarez is still holding station.
Yeah, there we go then. Inman goes through into 4th. And that was Yoshida at the side. Oh, and that's such a shame. Here we go then, down the main straight, and just his teammate come out of the pits, and that was so close.
Wow, that could have been.
That
Quite
could have been an absolute disaster.
Reminds you of my second marriage.
You haven't even had one.
How do you know?
Because I know you. I know every intricate detail about your life.
Oh, I was about to say, where are you going with that, buddy? That's frightening. But it's okay. You didn't take it to a rape place. Oh dear, I just mentioned the R word.
You're frightening.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool. So, Ryota Yoshida, that's heartbreaking for him, isn't it? As Powers dives into the pits from second there. Yoshida was driving a really good race. He'd been involved in a few niggles. A few little, he had a collision with Klaas in the pit lane. A collision earlier with someone as well on track. Was that Ruiz? I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, a solid race, and he was running in a very strong fourth position. The highest he's finished so far in a race is 7th, and he was absolutely on for what looked to be a career best, but seemingly it wasn't to be then for the young Japanese star, who will have to wait for another day.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is right when he needed a good result to prove himself. A little bit of pressure coming from his team principal, Rai Miyamoto.
I'd say Miyamoto.
Stating that his seat was clearly still under threat.
To be honest, I think the performance that Yoshida has put in alone is suitable enough. That retirement is absolutely no fault of his own. I think he's done well today, despite the few, small incidents.
Okay.
He was there. At least he was there.
Yes, exactly.
As Klaas van Snelheid then pits from the lead to hand it back to Giordano, the Italian resumes it with 11 laps to go and no pit stops to make. What is his advantage going to be? As Klaas van Snelheid leaves the pit lane, it's going to be well in excess of 15 seconds, probably nearer about 15 seconds.
Well in excess, you say?
Yeah, well in excess, a whole 8/10.
Wow!
Exactly.
Wow.
To be fair, that's a lifetime in racing.
Yeah, true. Feels like a lifetime having a conversation with you as well, to be fair.
I mean, that's harsh.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm being so mean today.
You're just naturally a mean person.
Yeah, actually I am.
As Wagner and both the AMRs in the pits then. That's painful, isn't it? They've still got another stop to make.
Oh, bruh, don't.
Jesus.
Just get lapped another 2 times, guys, and then you can make those tyres go to the end.
Yeah, not sure that's really the best way of going about it, to be honest.
No, actually, you might be right. I won't lie to you.
You never do.
No, of course not. Well done. I didn't. So, Giordano then, still leading very comfortably out in front, driving his car, which has 4 wheels and an engine.
I like how we both went different tacks there. I was going to say, Sykes looking as though he's on for a really good result in 9th place.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even seen that. I should pay more attention. So yes, Sykes. Would that be North Star's first points of the season?
No, Halverson's got 2, I believe.
Doesn't deserve them.
Or 1. 2. I think it was 2.
It's definitely one of the numbers.
If you watch the racing.
We've got
Halverson was 9th in China.
You're such a dick.
I mean, that was rude. Powers then, solid 3rd place. There's a lot of gaps between the top drivers. Giordano's got 16 seconds back to Klaas, who himself has about 4 seconds back to his teammate. There's 7 between Powers and Ruiz, 10 between Ruiz and Simon, 10 between Simon and Inman. The closest battle towards the front is probably Inman and Kanga for 6th. I was psyched pits and rejoins 11th.
That's
My
gay.
bad. Didn't realise he hadn't stopped.
No. Which does promote Honkfist to a double point scoring position.
Yeah, and would that be their first of the season? Honkfist have been really unlucky so far this year.
Yeah, they've not shown quite the... Oh, that was a weird noise. Like that Michael Rosen noise.
Everyone's
Nice.
used to weird noises from you.
It's true. Anyway, they've not really shown the same kind of promising pace that they did in 2017. So...
No, and especially with the lineup they've got as well, you'd expect better, in a way.
Yeah, I'd argue one of the strongest lineups behind the likes of, obviously, Downton, Mapashaw, Franklin somewhat. I mean...
Really?
Ruiz makes up for like 90% of the lineup, let's face it. And
yeah,
and
to be fair, you could run Ruiz in a bag of rice and it would still be better than 2 Meteors.
Yeah. So I'd say they've got one of the best driver lineups on the grid. Obviously, these two have raced before as well, so they clearly work well together. So something in the team just isn't gelling.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what that is. Possibly in a press conference question. Hint, hint. In the future.
What were you saying? I wasn't listening.
I said it'd be interesting to know if there is anything in the team that's not working, possibly in a future press conference question. Hint, hint.
But Corey doesn't really go to press conferences. Oh!
I mean, next time Holmquist are invited. You doofus.
Don't doofus me, doofus.
No. On board
What?
with Kanga then, in 7th place, the Estonian, he's run a pretty solid race and he's just been unlucky. Again. What was that? As we've got a yellow flag in the final sector, and that's a long one.
That's what she said. Yeah, so clearly something bad is happening. Should be about
Kovalenko
midfield.
pits. I can't see anyone plummeting down the order.
Yeah, but Kovalenko just pits when the wind changes in this race.
Well, that's true.
See, why couldn't we have that layout with that nice chicane?
Because then we wouldn't have this long straight.
Yeah, that's the point.
Ah, this
Kovalenko's
is Wagner. That's a slow Wagner. That's a
So
broken
Wagner.
down Wagner. Well, that's kind of justice, isn't it? Oh.
Kovalenko is out of the V-Prix though, so...
Kovalenko?
What do you do? Kovalenko's out of the V-Prix. He had a gearbox issue, stuck in 6th gear. So he's out of the time.
Oh. So he is. And Wagner out as well. Well, I mean, we've just seen that, so... Okay, so we
Thanks,
suddenly
Jack
just lost
Northeast.
2 cars in a matter of seconds.
At least 3.
And we're down to 19 runners.
Yep.
But of them, it's still Puccio Giordano leading the way. And do we start talking about this? Because he's what? 7 laps from Ocelot's first victory?
Yeah. An historic occasion.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. Ocelot have been at the back of the field since they joined Formula Virtual in 2015, pretty much.
Yes.
They had a couple of races sort of at the head of the midfield in 2016, I want to say.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then it kind of tailed off again, and they've always been the team that have struggled around at the back. I think a lot of people never really thought, as we have a yellow flag,
Flag
a lot of people never really thought they'd they'd be able to challenge or move up, because it just didn't seem to be coming together for them. But this year, their form has totally changed, and Ocelot are a force to be reckoned with as Judson Sykes gets very, very close to the back of Will Hoskins for the final points-paying position. But yeah, Ocelot, I mean, this season looks to be a turning point, and Rye has openly stated several times he's unhappy with the team's performance. I don't think he'll be unhappy with this.
No, this is probably about everything that Rye could have hoped for from this race. Obviously, they knew coming up it was a bit of a power circuit. They've got one of the best power units in a straight line, at least, on the grid.
Well, yeah, for the sheer fact that they've got a V12 engine.
Yeah, the only other team to be running V12, well, the only other teams to be running V12s, I believe, are Franklin and the Green people.
Ingram.
Yeah, I can't believe I just forgotten their name.
No, nor can I.
Wait, what happened to Vers? Oh yeah, never mind, ignore. Yeah, so...
Oh dear.
But strangely enough, Ingram seemed to have performed worse this round than they do usually.
Yeah, that's interesting. Although, I mean, Matson is on the hard tyres, so he's on a slightly different strategy.
Good point, my younger fellow.
Giordano's advantage up front, just sort of down into the 13 seconds now. I wonder if he's just easing it off, just coasting the car home as Sykes takes out Hoskins, and that's the second time he's done that this race, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Here comes Giordano.
In fairness to Sykes, at least he waited and let Hoskins back on in front.
Giordano was so lucky to escape that without any damage.
Oh god, yeah, this is the race leader.
Yeah, he's lost 3 seconds in that though, so that might just set Class off on a bit of a charge. We know what he's like when he gets a whiff of blood. He's hungry for it. He just drives a fast.
This is Garcia then, all over his teammate. Garcia looking for 11th place, and just up the road is Hoskins. So 2 North Stars could be on potentially for a point here if they can mug the Brit.
That would be pretty cool to see the 2 North Stars go toe-to-toe with the 2 Honkvists.
Oh yeah, but Kinnaman's much further up the road. As Hoskins gets very close to Giordano, and he's not letting the race leader through. And actually Sykes has come back at him. Giordano is having to squabble with the traffic. He will not be appreciating this. Klaas van Snelheid just 9 seconds back now.
He's gained another 2 seconds over that in that whole course.
Yeah, in just the middle sector.
Although don't forget, he does have to put a lap on all of these guys that Giordano is currently struggling with.
Yeah, that's true, but if he catches them on the straight, you should imagine it would be an awful lot easier for them to let him by.
That's true, that's very true. You say that, and Giordano still hasn't been released by Hoskins up ahead.
No, and he's now lost a net 5 seconds in all of this.
That's insane.
He's about a lap.
Cockpit.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He would not be wanting this. At least once he's cleared Hoskins, he probably won't catch any more traffic to the end of the race.
No, I'd be stunned if he did.
As here we go then, Giordano pulls out on Hoskins, and surely the Brit will now let him go, and it looks so well. But he has to be careful not to let Sykes through as well. The Russian really closing on the Brit. But Hoskins looks as though he's going to go back at Puccio Giordano here.
That's a brave decision, I've got to say.
No, he's backed out. He's backed out. He's let Giordano go.
It's probably the best course of action.
Yeah, very much so.
Go.
Well, I suppose Hoskins probably appreciated having Giordano between himself and Sykes.
Yeah, it's almost like a meat shield.
Yeah, it was a casual buffer.
What, like the YouTube video? Buffering.
Hey. You're not funny.
Laughter. Inman, I think, has just passed Simon.
Yeah, I think you're right, he has. Inman then up into 5th place.
Simon's losing a lot of time. Simon's
oh no, that's Simon on the side of the road. The championship leader with 3 laps to go here in France. His home race is out.
Oh.
And that's going to have huge ramifications in the Drivers' Championship.
It's too bad it's not on the last lap because he would have still picked up points. But yeah, so that is going to surely propel Klaas van Snelheid into the lead of the championship.
No, Powers. Klaas is quite some way behind Nathaniel still. Because he's had 2 retirements.
It's not good.
So that's going to put the reigning champion, if it finishes as it is, that's going to put the reigning champion into the lead of the championship. Kanga pit! Kanga is in the pit! And he's out!
DNF. That probably is a gearbox issue similar to the one that we saw.
What's gone wrong here then?
With.
In a matter of seconds for DS Matthershaw, they've not had the best of races as it is, but it's absolutely turned on its head. And here we go then. This is Kanga as he comes into the pits. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It looked as though it just failed on him.
Yeah. It just... He must have been told to box by the team. Maybe they were worried about the engine.
Yeah, mate, there has to have been some kind of terminal issue there. But DS Matthershaw have both cars retire within what, 30 seconds?
Yeah. I would personally argue that they wanted to avoid the same issue that Simon had, so they could actually recover the car themselves. But all the same, that's an utterly devastating blow there to DS Matthershaw at their home V-Prix. Both drivers retiring after a fairly mediocre race, being caught up in several incidents, and that is massive now for the championship.
Yeah, it certainly is. I dare say DS Matthershaw have probably the best car, but they're already some way behind Downton in the Constructors' Championship, and this is not going to help one bit, as that's put both North Stars into the points.
Oh, we've got, sorry to cut across, we've got Sykes and Hoskins nose to tail, weaving all over the track, Sykes trying to find an opening.
Oh, there's a smoking engine ahead of them.
Yeah, someone's just retired in front of them, must have done, or at least is about to.
I don't know, we've got Giordano then, his engine looks fine, thank God for that. Giordano on the penultimate lap of this race, is that? I think that's an AMR.
Yeah, that's probably Kovalenko.
I think that's Schneider. Yeah, it is Schneider.
It is Schneider. Schneider retires. Oh no, it's not Kovalenko, he's out. There goes Schneider. Out of his
And we've got a yellow flag in the first sector as well.
What is going on?
Oh, it's Matson. Matson's out as well. Suddenly, a flurry of engine failures in the dying laps here in France. I mean, the temperatures are 30 degrees. I wonder if that's had anything to do with it, especially how hard they're having to work flat out down that long back straight.
Yeah, obviously we haven't really seen the drivers dipping out to get some clean air to just help cool their systems a bit more, and got to wonder if that might have been a bit of an oversight on their part.
And that has put Victor Osberg into the 10th place and a 1 World Championship point.
Yeah, and it's put Honkvist and North Star into double point scoring positions.
Yeah, Gabriele Garcia, in only his second race in Formula Virtual, is 9th.
That's insane, dude. So that's what, 9 retirements? Hang on, I can't count.
I don't know, there's just not many left. I know that much,
9.
But crucially, we do have a few left, and the man out front has been absolutely imperious all race. As that's another one. That's Sykes.
Oh no! And
Garcia's hit him.
There's Klaas arriving on the scene.
That's Powers without front wing then. But we need to see the race leader, because Puccio Giordano has a corner to go. Several people questioned whether this was ever going to happen. Not many expected it, but now we're going to see it. Puccio Giordano wins in France, and it's the first victory for Ocelot.
Thoroughly stunning drive from Giordano, just controlled the race all afternoon. Mature drive from the Italian as we wait now for the rest of the guys to finish to cross the line.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal then. From Giordano and Ocelot, they have thoroughly earned that today. Klaas van Snelheid second, Powers third to take the lead of the championship, albeit minus a front wing. Ruiz breaks his run of 5th place finishes as he crosses the line in 4th. I'm sure we can attribute some kind of penalty to him or something just to make sure he's 5th again. Oh, that's Giordano. Giordano's on fire.
Yeah, he's had a great race.
No, he's literally on fire.
Hmm? Oh. That,
Puccio Giordano
good.
then crosses the line, his engine is gone, and he's pulled over. Well, wasn't that just in time?
Yeah, I'll say.
So the race winner will not make it back to the pits.
That just shows you just how hard they've been pushing that car. That clearly they were just doing enough to just get it over the line, and that's all they needed.
Yeah, and what that means is on the cool-down lap, we're going to have to look at the two Downtons in second and third rather than the race winner. But just going back through the rest of the points, Inman 5th, Kinnaman and Hoskins, double points finish for Holmqvist. Garcia picks up 8th place ahead of Osberg, both of them getting their maiden points. And Davenport, 10th for Phoenix.
Yeah,
more points for the new outfit.
Yeah, they've scored points in 2 out of the last 3 races now, and they're looking pretty formidable in their opening season. This is probably the best opening season a new joining team has ever had.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant for them. But the main story up front, Puccio Giordano wins in France, the first win for Ocelot. So here then we see the official classification confirming that maiden victory for the Ocelot outfit who debuted in 2015. The two Downtons of Klaas van Snelheid and Nathaniel Powers joined Giordano on the podium. Franklin and Holmqvist both with very good double finishes. North Star and Gabriele Garcia, Victor Osberg and Carsten Davenport with their first points of the season in 8th, 9th and 10th. Simon set past as that, but that'll be little consolation to him as he retired from the race and as a result has lost his lead in the Drivers' Championship. It's changed hands for the first time this season, and now atop the standings sits Nathaniel Powers, bang on 100 points. There have been moves in the top 12 and considerable moves further down. Gabriele Garcia is the biggest. He's gone up 9 places to 15th with that 8th place finish. I wonder if that will be enough to convince North Star to perhaps keep him in the car for the rest of the season. In the Constructors' Championship then we've got a lot of moves as well. Ocelot have gone back past Ingram with that victory, and at the bottom both North Star and Phoenix have passed Westwood, while Meteor go ahead of AMR. But that's all from our race here today at Paul Ricard. So from both me and Harry, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for round 7 from Jerez, Spain.